This is the aftermath. And this is going to be about Karmelo Anthony. And the next one will be about Cyrus Benton. But I'm a martial arts master, expert, and also a self-defense expert. And I put my emotional side because races bring the emotions out of you. You know, they hollering all kind of negative stuff. And it just bring the emotion out of you, you know, and I couldn't handle them saying Karmelo parents' fault. They raised him wrong. They raised a criminal. They raising this. They raising that. They raising a thug. How is them people raising anyone wrong when the guy was a straight A student, never got in trouble in his entire life? The only time he got in trouble is when somebody fucked with him. He was sitting alone, talking to a friend, not messing with nobody, ain't thinking about nobody. And 250 pounds people come in his face with people's in back of them. That wasn't true. I feared for my life. That was true. He feared for his life. He's 140 pounds, and you got two big linebackers weighing 250 some pounds breathing down your neck. And you don't know what for. Now, the racists on social media trying to make like it's a crime to be under another team tent. No, it's not no crime, man. His mama and daddy pay taxes. And that was a public event. You put a tent up, don't make you the owner. But when I ran track, we go on any team size we want. You know, Wayne had tents, but each team had their section. We go over there and sit and talk with Miami. We go over there and sit and talk with Palm Beach, and we go over there and sit and talk with Merritt Island. And tracks don't have enemies. Now you get a bunch of football players on the track, yeah, you got enemies then. And high schools got bullies. Let's face up to it. But they done turned the bully into an angel and turned the angel into a bully, into a thug, into a killer, into the worst possible denomination you can think of. I just seen one creator say Karmelo Anthony is the most dangerous teenager in America, the most heartless teenager in America. And he ain't. He was sitting by himself in his own little circle, and some bullies came to try to make him walk into the rain so everybody can laugh, which is the truth. I fear for my life. Yes, I'm a karate expert and a self-defense expert. Yes, he overreacted. A push, a shove, a poke, should end up in death. She ended up in death. And you got grown ups under that tent too. Why didn't one grown up say, hey, them two football players picking on that little black kid, man? Let's go break that up. They just watch. People pull out their phone. But none of the people of the video where the police compensated was in court. The two lawyers used to be in a law firm together. Plus the daddy, the judge, and the other lawyer were pictures. They got pictures going around the internet where they were already pictures before the boy even died. But the crazy part is the two lawyers worked together. They got to be thrown out of court. They got to be thrown out of court. Yes, he used excessive force. I ain't gonna lie about that. I'm a karate expert. A push, a shove, and a poke should end up in a death. No way, no shape or form. But the most important evidence to me they left out, before the track meet, the two twins posted online with AK-47 saying, we're gonna get some coons at the track meet. Or we going coon hunting at the track meet. That's very important evidence. You know why? Because that showed the reason why he felt he needed protection at the track meet. I guarantee you, every black at that track meet had some form of protection, because that video of them saying, we're going to hunt some coons at the track meet, it went viral in that area. So everybody was expecting trouble going to that track meet. Why they leave that out the courts? That need to be in the court system. Yes, what he did was excessive. Because he killed somebody because of a shove, a push, or a poke. But he had good reason to be scared. He had good reason to bring some type of protection, especially when you by yourself. I don't see 35 years. No way, shape, or form. That was to send a message to the black community. See, that's what court systems do. They send a message to everybody out there. If you do this, that's going to happen. But the message they send into the black fields, hey, if a white person jumps you, just take that ass whooping. If you touch him, we're going to lock you up and give you life. But just take that ass whooping. Don't fight back. That was the message they sent. I seen one black lady crying. She said, what do I supposed to tell my child? I used to tell him, if somebody hit you, hit them back. She said, I can't tell him that no more. I can't tell him that no more. Because if he do, he might get life in prison. Because they don't want our kids to fight back. And that's the message they sent it. But to me, with that video floating around, we going to do this and that to coons, that was a reason for him to bring protectioners to the track meet. And I would have gave him 5 to 7 years. 10 the most. Because it was it was too much for a push and a shove. And then it didn't look good because he went directly for the heart. You know, why not an arm, shoulder, or something? You know, why you went directly to the heart? But he didn't know he was going to kill anybody because they said the knife was so small. It was so small. He wasn't expecting to kill nobody. It happened. But if everybody would have mind their own business and and stop trying to show out for other people, being a bully, we won't be talking about this today. Leave people alone. In that, the aftermath of Karmelo Anthony. Thank you and God bless.